Everyone, there's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen coming up. In case you're interested, there's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen coming up. Everyone, there's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen if you're interested. There's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen coming up. Spread the word. There's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen coming up. Everyone, there's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen coming up. There's a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up. Have you told anyone?
Everyone, there's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen coming up if you want to see it.
No one gives a shit.
No one gives a shit.
Welcome back to another episode of A Second Look.
This time we're going to do a second look on a documentary from almost 20 years ago.
Is that a first that we've even done a documentary?
It is. This is the King of Kong, aka A Fistful of Quarters.
And by the way, this could be easily mistaken for a mockumentary, a comedy.
Yeah, this could easily be like a Christopher Guest-esque mockumentary.
And what it is it's the characters. These real life people are characters.
Yeah. Oddballs, would you say?
Oddballs, classic definitions of like the nerd, stuck in the past.
Very stuck in the past.
So the main thing, of course, is that it's about the competitive arcade classics.
Particularly Donkey Kong in this case.
But they touch on the times where it was about Pac-Man, Frogger.
The classic 80s arcade games.
Yeah.
There's an old lady Cubert champion who shows up in this.
And there's a lot of flawed aspects to these characters, which is, I think, made this a somewhat cult classic as documentaries go.
And it's such a insular little world that they all live in, and their pettiness just gets like really exaggerated in this film to comical levels.
Right out of the gate, we should just talk about, they're from the era of the early 80s. They were teenagers.
That was their peak.
Yeah, they may have been 17.
17, 18.
Yeah. And they had success. They were number one at Donkey Kong. They were number one at Pac-Man.
And so forth.
And so forth. And there was something called Twin Galaxies, which, was that an arcade?
I think it was an arcade back in the day.
But it was more than that. They tracked these high scores.
As far as I know, it's probably the only body that kept track of the scores.
And do they still have this arcade?
Closed, I think, in the 80s, but the guy who runs it, who's a character in this film, Walter Day, still maintains the website. And, there's all sorts of bitchiness and squabbles about like who's got the number one scores.
Walter Day may live in a car.
May or may not. It's unclear.
It's unclear. He wears the referee's shirt.
He makes lots of comparisons to video gaming to the NFL.
And he has, I want to say, volunteer employees who do things like will receive videotapes, recordings of people getting a new high score and sending it in. And their job is to make sure it's an authentic
that one guy
score.
With the glasses, I think his name's Robert.
He's awesome.
I don't know what his normal job is, but he watches these tapes, these VHS tapes that people submit.
Hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Yeah, and he looks like he might snap at any minute.
Yes. So I like that you're sort of being introduced to that world. What Twin Galaxies was, tracking these high scores, tracking these people.
The bitchiness and the pettiness is what really makes this film entertaining.
Roy Schilt. Why is Roy Schilt's name on there?
Roy Schilt is the type of gamer that would like nothing more than to see Twin Galaxies get an egg on its face.
Let's go with the sympathetic person first.
Yeah, so the filmmakers, this was directed by Seth Gordon, who's gone on to do like TV.
Yeah.
I think he did episodes of Community.
Yep.
They smartly follow on one normal guy, Steve Wiebe, who's a family guy who lives in Washington, I think somewhere outside of Seattle.
He goes, "You're the first lady of Donkey Kong." I'm like, oh my God.
We think he might be on the autistic scale. We're not sure. He has OCD, and his wife mentioned
Yeah,
that.
I feel like it's OCD. It could be minorly on the scale.
But he seems like a very nice guy.
Very intelligent.
He's got two, at this point, they were kids. 6 and 8, maybe 10.
He's a really good piano player.
Really good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, really good hand-eye coordination.
He's also like a good drummer.
Yeah, he plays the drums really well. So musician. kind of versatile.
He knows timing.
And a likable guy.
Very likable. The filmmakers smartly follow him and his journey as he tries to
Penetrate
this little bitchy, petty world and get the top score in Donkey Kong.
What makes the documentary fascinating is that as you meet these characters who are part of that culture, they are a force to be reckoned with.
Their glory days are in the past. They want that always to stay the same.
Yeah. You're watching who I think we would call the good guy, Steve Wiebe, deal with a lot of adversity. He videotaped his high score, and you see that early in the documentary while his kid desperately needs to help in the bathroom and needs him to wipe his butt. And he's in the middle of this 980,000 or whatever it is score. He knows he's surpassing the world record.
And this is where you first find out about the little vindictiveness of this world.
Yeah.
He's connected to some guy, I forget, he goes by the name Mr. Awesome, who had some sort of spat with Billy Mitchell, who we'll get to in a second.
We'll get to Billy Mitchell in a second.
So this guy, Mr. Awesome, is sort of like the outcast of this realm.
When Walter Day published that book in 1997 with all those egregious errors in there, Bill Mitchell saw it, and he knew they were wrong. He knew they were mistakes, but he tried to pretend like they were real to try to take my Missile Command score down.
This guy buys him the standing Donkey Kong, and so that makes him suspect to everyone else in that little Twin Galaxies universe.
Yeah, and the videotape is looked at by Robert and Walter. They're trying to verify that the video hasn't been tampered with, but they're also trying to verify is the game, the Donkey Kong game that Steve Wiebe has in his garage, has it been messed with?
Yeah, mucking around with the circuit board.
Now, who tasked some of these characters that we'll meet to go to his garage and try to look at the inside of the Donkey Kong machine?
Well, if Steve Wiebe is the hero, every hero needs a good villain, and in this movie, it's Billy Mitchell. I've read interviews where he has issues with the way he's portrayed in the film, but honestly, if you watch this, he does it all to himself.
Yeah, you'll know exactly.
He does himself no favor. They were all in this legendary Life magazine cover in 1992 that Billy talks about still to this day. So the Life magazine cover was their peak. Since 1982, he has the Donkey Kong record, and he does not want that broken.
Yeah. You'll also meet some of his sidekicks or henchmen.
So he's got all these little acolytes, these little lackeys, who then do his bidding.
And the lead henchman of those is definitely
Brian Koo.
Brian Koo.
I turned 30 and I retired, and I moved here to New Hampshire, and I live right close to Funspot. I play games at Funspot every day now.
Brian Koo, the Donkey Kong player, went to Steve's place. Bill asked me to do it, but I didn't have time to go do it, so Brian did it.
I'm the homeowner. It's my house. I'm the wife of the Donkey Kong guy. They should have respected my wishes and left my mom alone and not come in, but they didn't.
So they basically end up rejecting a score.
Yeah.
This is what's great.
Because of his association with that Mr. Awesome guy.
Because he's associated with a guy who's been an adversary of Billy, and everyone supports Billy in that community.
So Roy just was trying to help me out, and I accepted his offer. I just, it's just too bad that association with him, I never thought that would hurt me.
He's depressed. He's a
depressed.
sensitive guy. It's one of the reasons he's likable, actually.
So he decides, well, I'm just going to go to the main place where all the gamers go. It's this place called Funspot in New Hampshire. Near Lake Winnipesaukee.
Yeah.
New Hampshire?
Funspot is the mecca of classic arcade games.
He's going to go to Funspot and get the high score there.
Funspot is apparently the
place to be.
The place to be if you like classic arcade games. I think they have some of the most.
Yeah.
The highest number of them.
At least it wasn't 2006, 2007.
And a lot of people try to set records there.
Yeah.
I
like also where Brian Koo lives.
And Brian Koo.
At least he did at the time of the film.
I'm going to have 10 pieces of well-done bacon. I'm going to have 4 hard-boiled eggs. I'm going to have 3 pancakes, and hopefully play some great games.
And what's great about Funspot is this is where you meet the cast of characters. You meet all these hangers, who praise Billy Mitchell.
They praise Billy.
Including
there's that other blonde guy, Steve, I think his name is, who's friends with Billy, but he also kind of befriends Steve as well.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He's a longtime friend, and he also had a high score when he was a teenager. He's known Billy, he's friends. But yeah, you're right. He appreciates Steve Wiebe. The other thing you have to mention is some of these just people that you meet, these other characters, like the bald guy who's very serious.
He'd have to have a really good game. I don't think think he knows the tricks that Billy knows, but I hear he's very good on the escalator stage.
He also seems like he could snap at any second.
And there's just some nice younger, like long-haired, geeky guy. I forget his name.
And I used it to play Marble Madness. See the double padding? Occasionally, I use this to avoid calluses from certain joystick games.
And some of them they're nice guys.
They seem like nice guys. Yeah,
but
I wouldn't probably want to hang out with them.
But this is their life.
Yeah.
Good on Steve Wiebe. He's a sensitive guy, but he's got balls. He tells Billy he's going to be at Funspot. Billy Mitchell, let's have it.
He basically challenges.
Let's have a friendly competition.
Yeah.
He goes to live and plays Donkey Kong, and
he leaves his wife and kids behind to do that.
And he actually plays in another amazing game of Donkey Kong. I think he sets another record.
Yeah, that's during the legendary scene which we made fun of earlier, where Brian Koo is going around telling people that there's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen coming up.
The legendary kill screen discussion.
There's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen if you want to watch. There's a Donkey Kong kill screen might be coming up if anybody wants to see it. Anybody wants to see there's a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up.
Classic games that all have something in common. They have an end to the gameplay.
There's not quite enough memory for the final board.
And it's called a kill screen because basically there's no way to finish the level.
I think Brian Koo was trying to
make him nervous.
Yes. Yeah.
100%.
Because you see him on the phone with Billy.
Yeah. He keeps giving Billy updates on the high score that Steve Wiebe's getting at Funspot. All this is to say, Steve Wiebe gets the high score.
He does in person.
So gets the kill screen, gets a high score in person. Walter Day from Twin Galaxies is there to document it and to certify it, and everyone's happy. He's a respected guy.
But then later that night, Brian Koo presents a videotape.
We learn that Billy Mitchell, who always says you should show up in person to compete.
He says that in the film numerous times.
If tomorrow Tiger Woods goes and he golfs at 59, big deal. If he does that at Augusta, that's where it counts.
He doesn't show up to compete. He sends a videotape. Everyone's going to meet in Brian Koo's cabin for the announcement that a videotape has been sent. Brian Koo has a cabin.
And they're all going to watch it.
Actually, would you believe he's in the middle of a Ladybug game? I don't think we'd want to interrupt. We have a Ladybug cabaret in the cabin.
They filmed this watching of the video.
We have every eye in the crowd focused right on your screen. Everybody's looking, every camera's on here. We're not going to miss this for anything.
A very suspect.
A lot more suspect than Steve Wiebe's first game in his garage.
Yeah.
Way more suspect than that. Glitches, you can see like...
The score changes at times where the glitches are happening over the score.
Yeah, you can see ghosting and tracking issues on the VHS tape. He's talking to Billy on the phone.
Billy's on the phone, and he's like, Billy, everyone's here.
Interesting also, the filmmakers are also in Florida where Billy lives, filming him.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
You have to wonder, like, if this was some sort of machinations of the filmmakers to be like, we'll pay for Steve Wiebe to go to Funspot.
Yeah.
Then we're also going to, like, needle Billy Mitchell, too, to see what he does.
Maybe they went afterwards and said, you mind if we just get some shots of you as you were talking?
But then Billy Mitchell would have to be pretending he's talking on the phone to Brian Koo while they're watching the video.
It's a little weird how that all got orchestrated.
There's some reality show-esque machinations going on behind the scenes.
Yes.
But, you know, it makes an entertaining film. Regardless.
It really does.
Can I see some of Billy's tape?
What?
Did Billy mind if I saw it?
No, I can't show you the tape. It was
he didn't want me to.
a one play on.
So he goes home kind of defeated. You know, unfair that he did it in person, and then some high score comes in on a videotape by the guy who said you should always be there live to compete. His wife is extremely forgiving of his time that he's invested in this so far.
She's a very patient wife.
Very nice lady.
Someone convinces him. I'm not sure if he makes the decision, but he goes for another competition.
He calls Billy again.
He goes down to Florida country where Billy is. Billy is a Florida man.
He's got a restaurant and a hot sauce.
Yeah, he sees himself as an entrepreneur. Big-titted wife, you know, who just seems to like dote on him.
Yeah.
Do whatever he says. His wardrobe is just fucking hideous.
Well, and the mullet.
He's got a mullet.
Yeah, he's a character.
I want to say there's something Trumpy about Billy Mitchell.
There's something a little narcissistic.
Very narcissistic, at least the way he comes across in this film. Yes.
It gets really interesting because is Billy going to show up? Is there going to be this final like competition in person to play Donkey Kong?
I hope he can at least come 10 miles and put his game on the line.
He goes into the restaurant, Billy's restaurant, to eat.
Yeah.
Billy hides. Billy's always hiding and avoiding. The drama is that Steve Wiebe's trying, man.
And I'm wondering, like, how much this was like. The filmmakers are like, oh, come on, Steve, we'll pay for you now to go to Florida, and you got to challenge Billy again.
Yeah.
You got to get that record back.
And he's playing for what, a weekend?
I think this time he takes his family with him, so they all have a nice like Florida beach trip.
Yeah, but he doesn't spend much time.
He doesn't spend any time with his kids.
Yeah.
They spend all the time on the beach.
Again,
they're having fun.
Again, a very, very nice wife. He's playing. He's not doing as well, but he's getting some decent scores.
Yeah.
And which are being reported to Billy.
And eventually, Billy shows up.
Billy shows up.
And he lurks around behind games in the background.
And I believe he makes a comment.
There's certain people I don't want to spend too much time with.
And then he doesn't play Donkey Kong. He is passive aggressive, kind of weird.
Yeah.
And just leaves.
He leaves with his big-titted wife. Yeah.
And that's that.
And that's kind of pretty much the end of the movie. He doesn't break the score there.
No.
But you find out, like in the epilogue, that he eventually does.
They respected him and said, any score you videotape and send us will be looked at seriously. Like you are now one of us.
He becomes one of them. I'm not sure if that's such a huge honor, but he becomes one of like the Twin Galaxy denizens by the end of the movie.
Steve Wiebe, could you come up here?
Hey, Walter, say that again. It's Steve Wiebe.
Is it Steve Wiebe?
Yeah, Wiebe. That's okay.
For some reason, I keep thinking it's Wiebe. Sorry.
Walter seems like a genuinely nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
They mentioned how like he's easily manipulated and people taking advantage of him.
It all centers around the culture of these classic gamers.
Yeah, like we said, their pettiness, their vindictiveness, and their constant like living in the past.
But I do like how they show Steve Wiebe did eventually submit a video of him getting
eventually got it, yeah,
a score that was higher than Billy Mitchell's score. Now, I think over the years,
there's been other people who have beaten that record. This movie probably helped popularize like other people being like, "Oh, I'm going to break that record."
You could say it's around 20 years. It's
almost 20 years. I think they were filming it in 2005.
Yeah.
Steve Wiebe is also a high school teacher, and so they have scenes, B-roll footage of him in his classroom, and there's the date on the chalkboard.
2005. So they filmed it between 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
Came out maybe, I don't know when in 2007. But I think just around 20 years ago, you could say, it's kind of reached that point. So it would be kind of interesting to do a follow-up.
Maybe not a full documentary, maybe just like, an hour kind of special.
Maybe we'll see if we could get a comment in some way from Steve Wiebe.
Steve himself.
Maybe some of the other folks like Brian. Anytime Brian Koo wants us to see a Donkey Kong kill screen, we will go there.
We're there.
Yeah, we're there.
The mid to late 2000s, so that kind of this period of like kind of pop culture documentaries became a thing.
Yep.
This was just one of many. You had that Bill Maher, Religulous, which also probably has not aged well.
Yeah. This one always stuck out at me as a gem.
It's always fun to watch, go back and watch every now and then.
Every now and then.
Holds up.
And I have, like every few years.
Now, is this only interesting to Gen X like us?
I feel like it might be because I think any gamer and any person who knows competitive people, I think could see the drama and comedy in something like this.
Yeah, growing up in the 80s, so you're familiar. We're all familiar with the games. We hung out in arcades too.
Yeah, we were little kids, and I remember my neighbor, a few houses down, was the owner of Time Out Arcade. And he was never there, but his wife was very kind and would let the kids in the neighborhood come over and play the games in the basement. He had about 15 of them. You could play for free.
Huh.
You just keep hitting start. So you could imagine little kid me was showing up all the time like, can I play the games? Classic.
She must have been a patient wife too.
She probably was.
Yeah, we had the game station in my town in Northern California, the Bay Area. Probably there almost every day.
I mean, to answer your question, yes. I think this means this documentary is more fun and more interesting because I was a little kid playing Pac-Man all the time, Donkey Kong all the time, Joust.
You're a big Joust fan.
I'm a big Joust fan. So I'm a classic game guy. If I can find an arcade today that has classic games, I enjoy it. I do think that documentary is a little bit more fun for people in our age.
I've never been a huge fan of Donkey Kong.
It's okay.
I find it's okay.
I prefer Galaga.
Galaga's way better.
Galaga and Joust.
I was like Tempest too.
Yeah.
And Hubert. I was like Hubert.
Remember Berserk?
Berserk was good, yeah. And what's interesting is now like we're kind of in an era where there's like arcade and pinball bars are kind of making a comeback.
Pinball maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is popular.
But here in the DC area, there's like a bunch now that have popped up.
Yeah.
There's a really good one. If anyone ever goes to the Outer Banks, it's called Flippers. Really good.
That's great. So yeah, I give this documentary, I give it like a solid B+.
Yeah, I did too.
The reason it doesn't get an A is that I do have some questions about
Yeah.
the authenticity of how people were...
How it was put together.
How it was put together.
I think there's a lot of manipulation behind the scenes going on.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it's still well put together. It's still fun.
Your son, who's just graduated from high school, he is a gamer.
He is. It's for something called Brawlhalla.
He's one of the top stars in Brawlhalla.
Yeah. Just recently, he's won 2 world championships. Again, I see the same thing. I see just a community of people. He's friends with them online. They all get together on those competitions and hang out.
But your son doesn't take it seriously.
He does and he doesn't.
Not to this extent.
No, not to that extent. I think he's kind of getting a little tired of it, a little bored with it. But yeah, again, a gaming community though. It's kind of interesting to see all the players, and they have like names just for the gaming world.
Well, you should show him this sometime. See what he thinks of it.
I would like to hear his opinion of that. And that might answer the question. Is it an interesting documentary?
That's exactly right.
If you're not our age.
If we're not Gen X.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's fun to like go back and rewatch this every so often.
All right, well, that concludes this episode of The Second Look. Sounds like we both recommend this.
Definitely. I give it a B+. I give it a B+, as we both do. Definitely check it out if you've not seen it.
What would be the proper sign-off for this episode?
You know, I think we should let Brian Koo have the final word.
I agree. Brian?
Sounds like you just cleared another board, but we could have a wild barrel or some aggressive fireballs.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best in town. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down, 'cause you're the best. Surely there's no jest, 'cause you passed the test better than all the rest. You're the best. There's no contest. You're simply the best.